How's everybody doing? Tinkering with Harleys. I want to thank everybody who's subscribed, and if you're watching these videos and enjoy them, by all means, please subscribe. Today we got something a little bit different. My friend Dave's brought his bike in. We're going to do a service on it. That I'm not going to show, but he's got a complaint of an oil leak back around the trans and the lower oil pan, so we're going to kind of troubleshoot that a little bit and see what we come up with. So enough said, we'll get right to it. Okay, this is where we're leaking, under here, and we'll show you underneath. And you can see everything under here is wet. I don't believe it's coming from the pan, but we're going to clean everything up and dry everything out, and going to let it sit, because wherever the oil leak is, just sit and it's going to start to leak again. Okay, so that Electra Glide that we were working on, you can see behind me, is gone. We did find the oil leak, and the oil leak was back in the transmission oil pan area. And what we did, and the way I clean them off, is I use brake cleaner and rags, and I get everything dried off, and then I just let it sit. And back in that area, because there is pressure back there, but if you got a leak back in your transmission or your oil pan, it's going to start to leak whether the bike is running or not. The minute you dry everything off, you find the leak. And that's how we found it. Now, surprisingly enough, it was nothing, it was no big deal. It was the drain plug on the transmission that was loose. And it was just finger tight, because after I dried everything off, I got underneath it and looked. And because of the skid plate that's underneath there, it's hard to see up underneath there. You pretty much got to go in there with your hand and feel. So found it. Checked everything else, checked the pan bolts, tighten those up, make sure it wasn't that, but I already knew it was a transmission leak. So we dropped the transmission oil out of it, put a new O-ring on the plug, and ran the plug back in, filled the transmission back up, checked it again, no leaks at all. Now, the thing that I find disturbing about all this is Dave takes good care of his bike. That went to a local dealer here, and they did a transmission service on it. He had to have some electronic work done. And everybody knows who follows this channel, I don't do the newer bikes with the electronics. I don't like them. I don't want to learn them. Not to say they're not good bikes, it's just me. I'm stuck in the past. I like older bikes. Well, the dealer that did the work, and with the labor rates that they charge you, I found this appalling, that someone left that drain plug loose. I don't believe it was deliberate. It was somebody that was in a hurry, and it comes back to the old saying, always double check your work. And if somebody had double checked that, they would have found that they hadn't tightened that drain plug up. So when you get an oil leak like that, the way I just explained how I find them, go for the simple stuff first. Dry everything off, but always check your drain plugs, because you may have had it in a shop previous. Somebody may have gotten in a hurry, just forgot to tighten it up. And that was the case here, that it was just a loose drain plug. And when I say loose, I mean loose. It was finger I could finger tighten it. So somebody put it in there, and they probably did the 3-hole drain on the primary and the engine oil and the trans, and then they put all the plugs back in, and somebody just forgot to tighten this one. So it was an easy fix. I didn't show you just, what it was because it was so quick that it didn't take me long, and Dave was on his way, and he's just out riding again, having a good time. So I hope this helps somebody. I want to thank you all for watching, and until next time, everybody be safe out there.